Mary, again, thanks for joining us. Mary, I know that one of the things you're always asked is your relationship with your uncle, who is Donald Trump. But I wanted to read something specifically to you because I thought you'd be the best guest for this. And that's going to be something called a Parker warning. And if we could bring that up on the screen. So the following went down with Judge Merchan today with Donald Trump. Merchan says, "You have the right to be present during the trial and to assist your attorneys. Do you understand?" Trump says, "Yes." Merchan says, "If you disrupt the proceedings, you can be excluded from the courtroom and committed to jail based on your conduct, and the trial will continue on in your absence. Do you understand?" Trump answers, "Yes." Oh, excuse me, "I do." Merchan then says, "If you do not show up, there will be an arrest. Do you understand?" Trump says, "I do." Mary, Trump marrying himself now, pun totally intended, to a criminal case and a criminal courtroom. But Mary, the question I have for you is, how is this going down in Donald Trump's head? The fact that you now have a judge telling him he can't be anywhere but court Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. He can't come in or out until the judge lets him do it. It's a mother may I experience for him, right? Can't campaign, can't be doing this. And he's looking at a future gag order violation hearing that we're going to get into a little bit later with our legal voices. Right. But Mary, talk about what this is doing to Donald Trump just after how many hours? 7 hours of jail?
And he can't go to oral arguments in front of the Supreme Court either.
That's right. We'll get into that in a second. Yeah.
Before I answer that excellent question, I just want to, as the layperson in the group, just let everybody know, and you guys know this much better than I, but it's really important to point out that a Parker warning is standard. So Donald Trump is already going to be raising money off of this as the aggrieved party, as if this has just been created to punish him and treat him differently from other criminal defendants. So I think it's always important to remind people that this is standard operating procedure. The reason it doesn't feel like that to him is because when in his life has he ever been in a situation in which he does not control either the narrative or the proceedings? This is rare. And this is, I would suggest, since this is a criminal trial, the most serious case in which he has had virtually no control over anything that happens inside that courtroom, and indeed over anything that happens to him if he steps outside of the lines that Judge Merchan has set. So he is quite honestly, and I know we've said this many times, and it's been true many times, he freaks out when he feels like the walls are closing in. He freaks out and acts out when he feels thwarted, because he so rarely ever has been. I mean, we're looking at a very old and fairly complex psychology that goes back to his childhood. So for the cows finally to be coming home when he's in his late 70s is something that he is not going to be able to manage well. I think it's a travesty, as you've said, Katie and Joyce, that there are no cameras in the courtroom, that there's no live audio of what's happening in this courtroom. I mean, thankfully, there are live tweets, so we can get sort of a play-by-play. But it's very different to be able to see the facial expressions and the body language. And I think we just need to, when we do have the benefit of the live tweeting and the commentary that's going to be coming up later with Hugo and some of your other guests, to take a step back and realize that this is a unique situation in Donald Trump's life. He is totally unprepared for it. He never believed it would come to this. There's a reason he tried to get this case delayed up until the 11th hour. So he's not faring well. The fact that he fell asleep, according to New York Times reporter Maggie Haberman, and there's no reason to doubt her, isn't because he was just tired, although that's probably true because he was up all night tweeting. But it's also because of the psychological trauma he's experiencing, the narcissistic wound that he's suffering right now is basically short-circuiting him.